Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me to another thrilling episode of This Week in Real Estate. And just like with weeks as of late, it went by very quickly. So we'll get right to it. The market report. So as of today, Delaware County has 84 active listings and 157 pending, and that varied a little bit from last week. And then Randolph County, again, just varies slightly. We are up to a whopping 20 active listings on the market in Randolph County and 35 that are pending. So about the same, a little bit of movement here and there in both kind of counties, markets, and their active and pendings. So on to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So a lot of good things. We were able to close Pennsylvania Street in Parker City, and I had the seller on that one, and the buyer was, they had another agent involved, and they just were so excited. So it was really nice to see, you know, somebody's really wanting to get into their home and make it their own and all that good stuff. And so it was always fun to see that. So that was good. And then we just finished up yesterday, Courtney and I, cataloged an online auction, and that's going to come up next week, and I'll share details later once all those pictures are uploaded and all that good stuff. So that was good. That was an experience using that software and all that stuff. So it was fun. And then if you remember last week, you know, one of the coming up segments has happened. So that was Coffee and Collaboration, and this past one was in Lynn, and we saw Gabe Bogue speak and Paul Faddis speak, and that was just an all-around good time. Had maybe 25 people there, and you know, obviously coffee, since it's called Coffee and Collaboration, but coffee and some donuts, things like that. And then just good discussions before and after. Kind of, it was almost like a panel discussion. They had some questions, and then the audience was available or able to interact with them and ask questions of their own, and it was just very enlightening. It was very good. And then, so last week's weather was pretty well awesome, and then it took a nosedive after that. But during the nice part, a couple days there, 48 hours, lots of yard work, had a few baseball and or softball practices, and even had a chance to go fishing, and Solomon thoroughly enjoyed that. And you got a little bit of sunburn, and then, you know, it got cold again, and we got back out the gloves and the coats and the hats and stuff like that. So that's just the way it is around here. And then with baseball, we played, we had a bunch of makeup games since it's been raining so often, and we had another one get rained out, but the last two games, so they were both double headers. So Abrams' team went 2-2, and saw some improvements. You know, some of those games weren't the greatest for us, but there were some good things that came out of it. So excited to see the boys improving as we go along a little further into the season. So on to the bad. So nothing bad happening right now, other than, you know, buyers getting frustrated, obviously, getting either beat out on homes or not finding the exact one they want yet, just because it's not out there. But so that would be kind of the bad. And, you know, nothing's going to change overnight. And even with increased rates that we see now, the demand is still there. People still need to purchase homes. So that's kind of the bad for the buyers. And then the sellers are kind of in a pickle too, because we can sell their house somewhat quickly normally, and then, you know, we have to find them something else to live in. Don't want to be homeless. So that's kind of the bad. It's really just the challenging part of the market at this point that everybody's experiencing. So it's obviously just not just me or my clients, but it's everything you read or see on the news. So the ugly, we did visit some ugly homes last week, and I'll throw some pictures up for those, and we'll see kind of where those go. We were just kind of there to get some information, see, I hadn't been there before to most of these, and kind of looked at them for an investor, and we'll see what happens. But I don't think anybody can not say they were very pretty. I mean, they have potential, obviously, but pretty ugly. So coming up, I do have a broker price opinion for an attorney tomorrow, so that's tomorrow morning. and then some appointments throughout the day. Tomorrow I'm just traveling a lot. Like, none of my appointments are close at all. So if I can remember, I think I'm starting in Lynn to Moreland to Muncie to Albany, I think, is kind of the morning schedule. So yeah, that's always fun. And then looking into the beginning part of next week, have a few showings that are scheduled, and then some listing appointments as well. And then if the weather cooperates, again, the outdoor sports and activities. So we'll see how all that goes. So that's about it. So I appreciate you checking these out. And like always, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'll be sure to address those. And so until next time, we'll see you.